about cybersecurity, and I'm going to talk about jobs. Let's start off today. Let me start. Who can give me a good definition of what cybersecurity actually is before I share my screen and we talk about it? What is cybersecurity? Anybody? Euler? Can we hear? Anybody got a good definition? Do I have to hand out prizes to get participation? Is that what yeah. Or I'll just start calling on people. Ooh, that'll okay.
You can do that. You can do that.
Yeah. Leslie, what's cybersecurity?
I don't know.
Yeah, great. That's awesome. You don't know. That's okay. We're going to talk about it. I totally caught you off guard there, didn't I? Okay. Let me share my screen, and we're gonna define it real quick. And can you guys see my screen yet? Can you see my screen, Leslie?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, what does it say there? Read that definition for me.
Cybersecurity refers to a set of techniques used to protect the integrity of networks, programs, and data from attack, damage, or unauthorized access.
Right. Okay. It's pretty self-explanatory. So here we have what we're doing is trying to protect. What are we trying to protect? We're trying to protect everything: data, hardware, systems. Have you guys ever had a data hack at your school district yet? Anybody?
Yeah, so I get warnings all the time. I don't know if they get them, but we get warnings all the time about things that have potentially been hacked.
Yeah, so it's interesting, especially this year more than ever. Educational systems are very vulnerable right now, and so those are a big one where people are hacking into. Also, the healthcare industry, that's a huge one where people hack into. So let's talk about why we need a cybersecurity expert. So first of all, I want to do a little fun thing before we go any further. Who here in this group? Say how many have we got on here? Like
there should be 7.
7? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Wait. No, there's 9. Austin's here. Okay. I didn't see him. Hi, Austin.
What's up, Austin? Okay, which one of you has the best high-payingest job out there right now? Who's got that? Nobody? Nobody's got a job.
They do.
$10
yeah, come on,
an
tell
hour.
me. $10. Who said that? Cadence? What do you do? What are you doing, Cadence? $10 an hour.
I work at a hunting lodge, so I make $10 an hour, tips, and clean the rooms, which they leave money in there, like bear hunters.
Nice. And so, like on a good day, what's a good day? Like you're getting awesome tips. Some rich dude came down that doesn't know anything about hunting, wanted to hunt a bear, and didn't get a bear, but he left you a big tip. What's a good day to look like for you?
I haven't made anything less than $320 a day.
$320 a day?
And I work 7 days a week.
So you're making $2,100 a week.
Yep. But it's seasonal.
So you're making $100,000 a year.
Well, it's seasonal, so it's not like.
So how long does that $300 a day last?
Well, it comes in 2 weeks, goes out 2 weeks, and comes back in. So a month, and then we go into duck hunting, which is not as good money.
Yeah, I was gonna say duck hunters are not paying as much as bear hunters, right?
No, it's not as much money, but it's still pretty good.
Still pretty good. That's awesome. That's great. You kind of blew my whole scheme out of the water. Who's making $10? Hey, Cadence, stick with the job. There's money in tourism and in industry and hospitality.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it is good. The challenge is it's seasonal. It's a lot of work, right? Nothing in life, everything's a lot of work. So that's awesome. I'm happy you have that experience. Who here was making $10 an hour? Because that's more of what I hear. 10, and I'll occasionally get like the 15 and $18 an hour. Anybody making like more than like 10 to 15? No? Yes? Maybe?
In summer in the spring, I make about $20 every 2 weeks.
20. That's $20 every 2 weeks. So you're making about 10 an hour. Okay, let's do some math, Austin. I'm gonna use you as my example. Let's say you're making $20 an hour. That sounds good, right? I like when I was a kid, $20 an hour. Okay, I got my calculator. I'm going to do $20 an hour, and we're going to say you work an average 40 hours a work week, right? So $20 an hour, 40 hours a week. That means you're making $800 a week, and there's 52 weeks in the year, and so you're making $41,000. That's not so shabby, right? So you're feeling pretty good about that. When we talk and look at careers and jobs in cybersecurity, the great thing about the realization that if you guys stick through and go on and get some of these certifications, then you're setting yourselves up for jobs that are going to be paid 2-3 times that. So, $40,000 sounds like a lot. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But we're going to take a look here. In fact, let me bring in. I had a good teacher friend in Alabama who posted this on her LinkedIn profile, and so I wanted to take a look at it and say, okay, what does a cybersecurity analyst look like? So she posted this. It was a job opening. I don't know if she posted it for some of her former students that still follow her or connected to her. But let's take a look at some of what these job descriptions look like. So here's what they do. A level 1 cyber analyst, 24/7 monitoring of intrusion detection systems, creation of detailed intrusion event reports, assist in computer incident investigations, troubleshooting, and problem solving, analysis of network and systems. So once again, here comes that networking component. So if you're doing networking right now, understanding how those networks are configured and how they're set up is very important. So analysis of network and system activity for anomalous and malicious actions, support of the prevention of damage to, protection of, restoration of computers, electronic communication systems, electronic communication services, wire communications, and electronic communication systems. Does anybody else notice this font looks a little bit different? It's almost like they came back in and added this to the resume. I almost wonder, support of or prevention of damage to. I wonder if they had a hack, and so they're looking to beef up their security here. So ensure data availability, create the tools needed to prevent, detect, mitigate, and reconstitute information systems, basic vulnerability awareness, and maintain current threat awareness. So that's something, minimum 2 years experience. So here's the thing you could be doing right now. Get yourself experience. We're going to work on 2 things in high school. Find a way to get yourself some experience in these industries, and then 2, work on getting certifications, because those are going to be the 2 things that are going to help you get into these jobs and into these careers earlier instead of having to do them later on. So notice level 2, we're looking for 6 years experience. Most companies are going to hire you in this 2 years, and they're going to promote you within. So they're going to, within the first 4 years here, you're going to be able to move on to a level 2. And I usually find if you can get your foot in the door, get these level 1 jobs, they're going to pay for additional certification, additional training, and then they're going to usually hire within and promote you from within. So this is a job. What do you think this job pays? So, by the way, notice required skills: high school diploma or GED, and a security clearance. Let me point out, this is an interesting trend in the tech sector. And I was actually talking to my boss, who only has a 2-year associate's degree. She's like, I wish I had a bachelor's degree. I said, what we're seeing is you don't even necessarily have to have a 4-year degree. As long as you have the work experience and the certifications, a lot of the times jobs are available for you without those. Now, full disclosure, I'm going to push you to get a 4-year degree. I'm going to say, go get some of these jobs and help let your employers pay you to get that degree. They'll a lot of times pay for your education. Notice this list here. These are the certifications that they're looking for. See if you got some of these. This is what they're looking for. A lot of these are CompTIA, Cisco certifications. So here's what you do. If you go get the CompTIA Security Plus, the next certification you're looking for is probably the CYSA, which TestNet's actually going to release a course next year on this. And so you're setting yourself up in high school to take this next class and be eligible for these jobs. So what you're doing now will prepare you for getting these jobs without, we're not talking, these are years away from being able to obtain these. So
most of these guys are 9th grade too, so they have plenty
yeah. Oh, you got plenty of time. Now, here's the challenge. If you get some of these CompTIA certifications, what they're going to want is some experience. You may have to retake it when you're a senior or you graduate from high school, because a lot of them have a 3-year kind of time window. That's okay. That's where getting your experience. So I'm going to go jump back to my slideshow. Any idea what this entry level 1 pays? You want to take a guess? Entry level Cyber 1, 2 years experience. I looked it up, $99,000. That's pretty good. Yeah, you're just under 6 figures starting out as a cybersecurity analyst, right? This is why we can't hold on to teachers teaching cybersecurity, because they all go into the industry. All right, we'll come back to that. So let's talk a little bit about where the demand is coming. So let's see. Let's pick on somebody else here. I've talked way too much. Who's usually falling asleep? I bet Steven. Steven, are you a sleeper in class? Especially on Zoom. Oh, you're in class.
He's actually here.
He's there. Oh, he gets bonus points for you. Steven, what do all these companies have in common?
I'm not really sure.
You're not sure. Okay. Anybody? Noah, you got an idea? Noah's there in class too?
Yep, he's here.
Yeah. Anybody? I feel like I'll send you a t-shirt. So.
Can I hear? Hang on. Turn off your mic, or turn on your mic.
They are all large companies.
Well, some are government institutions, so not all companies.
They're very large, though.
Yeah, right. Really large. Yeah. Anybody? Okay, I'm gonna give you the answer. You guys are a little slow here. All of these large companies have had very large data or cyber attacks had upon them. Some of them that I'll point out here. Notice the CIA, government institutions. Yeah, huge data breach into the CIA, the National Security Agency. Governmental institutions are constantly being attacked, by foreign governments, foreign entities, wanting to have an impact upon what we do here in the United States. The Air Force, Home Depot had a huge one. This was about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5. If you owned a Home Depot credit card, all of your personal data was hacked. Now, here's an interesting, you guys probably don't know about this company, Equifax. Does anybody know what Equifax does? Melissa does. Yeah, tell them what Equifax does.
They're your credit reporting agency. They're the ones that give my credit scores to companies that I want to apply for a credit card or a home loan or a car loan.
Yeah. So they have all kinds of personal information. They know your social security number. They know what your house is worth. They know where you live. They know how many credit cards you have. They know everything about you. They had a huge data breach. This once again was probably about 1.5 years, 2 years ago.
I know somebody who just got money from that settlement.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because this was huge. So the one company that holds all this information, and there's about 3 of these credit monitoring companies. If you want to go apply for a home, you're going to actually get a credit report run through probably still them. They're one of the largest. So here they are having to have all this information, and yet they got hacked. And so, here's an interesting thing. Money in the 21st century, and this is important for you guys to understand and realize, is all about data. Data is the currency of the 21st century. What you don't realize is who you are, what you do, your training, your buying habits. Like here, let me move on to the next slide. We'll talk about that. Okay, so all those people had data hacks. Okay, so let's take a look at this next slide. What do all these companies have in common? So let's see. Was it Noah? You said that all those last ones are really big companies, right? Right. So what's the commonality here? I'm just going to cut to the chase. You guys don't know probably any of these. These are all local companies that I deal with. So my kids, they go to Lehigh High School. Well, they did at the time. They don't right now. I haven't updated the slide. Security Service is my credit union that I bank at. My kids are in the Alpine School District. My daughter, who is an Irish dancer, she had an ingrown toenail. I had to go to Rogers Foot and Ankle Institute to get that taken care of. Macy's is my grocery store. I have a frequent shopper number, phone number that I put in there. And so I go there. Costa Vida is my favorite restaurant. It's a Mexican restaurant here. I'm a part of their loyalty club. I also have downloaded their app so I can place my orders on there. And so let me just point out something. I've given all of these companies certain data about me. And what do all these companies have to do with that data? They have to protect it. So they are responsible for how they house that data, how they share that data, how they protect that data. What you don't realize is all these people are collecting information. Like I said, information and data is the currency of the 21st century. So what do these companies do with my data? What does my grocery store do with my data? You ever think about that? Yeah, they give you a coupon, you save a few bucks. What do they do with that? Anybody? Leslie, we're going to come back to you. What is a grocery store? Why do when you go to the grocery store, you have that frequent shopper and they put that information? What are they doing?
I would think they would like compare it to other shoppers and see what people shop for the most.
Yeah, exactly. They want to know if you're buying Oscar Mayer hot dogs or if you're buying the no-name hot dogs, right? And so they can stock their shelves appropriately. They're looking at your shopping habits. They're looking at how often you buy those items. They're looking at if you're buying other products sometimes too. And so what they're doing is gathering all this data, because then what are they going to do? They're going to go market towards you and say, oh, Leslie won't buy Oscar Mayer hot dogs. She always buys the generic ones. And so we need to raise the price on the generic ones and to lower the price. So this data that they're collecting is used for a reason. So now Rogers Foot and Ankle Institute, I go to the foot doctor, taking my daughter there to get her ingrown toenail. It was really gross looking. So what do? They're collecting a lot of healthcare information. And there's laws that require them to protect that data. So when we come in here and we put in information, I'm going to give them my credit card information. I'm going to give them medical history information, and all of that data needs to be protected. So the question I have for you guys, so it's easy to think, oh, Home Depot, yeah, they need to protect those Home Depot shoppers, or the CIA. That's easy. But what about these small mom and pops? What about the local? So what's the local grocery store you guys got to drive like 30 minutes to? What's that?
Food Lion is probably the closest.
Food Lion? All right. Do they have like one of these little, you put in your frequent shopper number things?
At Food Lion, yes.
Yeah. So what does Food Lion got to do? They've got to hire somebody to protect that data, to use that data, to secure that data, right? So not only that is setting up their, once again, they're taking payments, they're taking money, and so there's protections and systems that have to be in place there. So when we look at the overall demand for cybersecurity jobs, yes, it's coming from some of these big companies, but more than ever, as more people connect into the internet, all these small jobs, all these small companies now have to protect their own data. And it's a huge cost to them. And so that's where all these jobs, when we estimate the need for jobs in cybersecurity, in the United States alone, what do you think that number looks like? How many jobs are available in cybersecurity? How many do you think?
What do you think, Ish?
Yeah, what do you think?
What do you think?
Like 100,000, 40,000, a million? What do you think? We should have you all put it in the chat. Whoever gets the closest wins a t-shirt.
There.
Okay.
Oh,
yes,
hey.
yes. We got a chat feature. Here it is.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Put it in.
Yeah. Whoever gets the closest.
Whoever gets the closest gets a t-shirt.
Yeah. Whoever gets the closest wins a t-shirt. You got to guess how many unfulfilled jobs right now are in the cybersecurity. What do you think? Put it in the chat. I'm not seeing anybody. Nobody's made a guess. Nobody wants a t-shirt. So the question is, you're putting this in the chat. How many unfulfilled jobs are currently in the United States in the cybersecurity field? Ooh, Leslie. So we got Stephen on one end, at least 20. We got Leslie on the other hand, 3.5. Nicaea, is that how you say it? Over 1 million.
Messiah.
350. We're waiting on about 5 more of you to wake up and give me an answer here. Come on. Give me an answer. How many unfulfilled jobs are in the cybersecurity?
Tell me what it is. Ishmael said 50,000.
50,000.
What'd you say, OCL? Oh, you're in there.
Austin, 351. Hey, that's smart, Austin. You've been watching The Price is Right. You just slightly overbid them. Yep. Mm-hmm.
How about you, Tate? 20 mil?
20 mil. 20 mil. Okay. Has everybody got their answers in? Okay, I'm gonna actually give out 2 T-shirts because I want to talk about Messiah. Is that how you say it? So Messiah is probably the closest without going over for the United States. We're looking at close to 2 million unfulfilled jobs in the cybersecurity field. So when we look worldwide, we're actually looking at that closer to that 3.5 million from Leslie. So worldwide, 3.5 million. We're looking at 1 to 2 million. It really depends on how you define it. And so that's why I'm going to say Messiah, you're probably the most correct here. It's probably between 1.2 and it really because it's such a broad field, it can be defined several different ways, and it depends on who you're talking to. But also worldwide, we're looking at 3 million jobs out there, all tied into some type of cybersecurity field. Now, cybersecurity is an interesting field because what we have in the world, we got the computer science side where we're doing the programming and coding, and we've got the IT side where we're setting up all the systems. Cybersecurity is the field that brings them all back in and merges them together. So we have to understand that the programs are secure as well as the infrastructure is secure as well. So yeah, lots of jobs. Have your teacher send me your T-shirt size. I'll send you guys out some T-shirts. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so I'm actually going to.
What are you listening to on Spotify?
Oh, on Spotify? Yeah. Yeah.
What do you listen?
Here you go. Here's my Spotify. Currently, right now, I'm a lot of Ben Howard, Foo Fighters, Killers, Mumford and Sons, a little bit of Pearl Jam. These are all my liked songs. Warren G, Nate Dogg. I threw that in just for fun. Great question. Who asked that? You deserve a T-shirt too.
Yeah.
Let's see how that was a great. Yeah, I'm into indie rock. How about that? Okay, let's talk about jobs in your state, North Carolina. This is a website, and you guys can go to this on your own. It's called cyberseek.org. And notice we have lots of states here. The darker the color, the more the jobs are. What are we noticing about North Carolina?
A lot.
It's a really dark state. So right. So we've got that puts us 20 to 66,000 job openings in North Carolina. So let's talk about. So right now, wow, that's a national level. How do we go to the state? It's been a while since I've been here. So let me look. So let's click on North Carolina. That's Virginia. Oh, that's why you guys got some jobs. You're close to Virginia. Okay, total cybersecurity jobs, 20,000 jobs right now. That's pretty good. Making, on average, you're probably making around $100,000 a year. Total employed in the workforce, only 32,000. So notice that's a huge disparity here. There's only 32,000 people in the career, and they're saying there's 20,000 jobs available. That means if you guys are smart and get in early, do you know what that means? You become advanced quicker because they need you to learn more, do more, be more, make more money quicker. So that's great for you guys. So yeah, the ratio is very low of cybersecurity workers, and then notice this location quotient. So it's very high. That means you guys have lots of jobs compared to.
Do you work in the cybersecurity
No,
industry?
I work for Test Out. So, but I can tell.
How much you get paid for working for Test Out?
Let me just be political and say that. That's a great question. So I'm married to an educator, and I can tell you that I make more than my wife is a teacher. How about that? I don't make. I do okay. Thanks for asking, Leslie. Was that Leslie or who was that?
That was OCL.
OCL, yeah, you're already winning a t-shirt, aren't you? Yeah, that's a great question. Okay, now you guys are working towards that. So we're going to take a look at these certification holders. Notice the top one here. What's the top one that they have? Anybody see that? CompTIA Security Plus. What are you guys working towards? CompTIA Security Plus, right? You see that? This is the one. You guys are going in the right direction here, right? So now notice a lot of these other ones will be kind of that next level. Okay, you're going to pass Security Plus. What are you going to do next? So a lot of these are going to be kind of the next level questions. You want to say hi to my son Blake? He's about to go to school here. Since you guys want to know about me. This is Blake. Can you say hi to everybody? All right. Have a good day, buddy.
Are you 3 hours off our time?
2.
2.
Yeah. He's bringing me his stuffed animals to babysit while he's at school today. So, all right. Bye, Blake. Okay. One other thing. Let's see. Yeah. So Melissa, this would be a good activity for them to go to. Cyberseek.org, take a look and find and research some of these jobs that are available in your home state of North Carolina. Okay. Okay. I think there's time here. Okay. Here, let me bring this up. So you guys are asking some personal questions. That's Blake. He's my youngest. Guess how many kids I have?
4.
They're saying it. I'm over here so you can hear.
I got 5 kids.
5.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I married my wife. She comes from a large family. They had 7. I've got 1 sister, so it's really a crazy world that I live in. This is my daughter Emma. She's 14 now. This, like I said, this was about 2 years ago. Now I'm in the Salt Lake City area. Do you guys get much snow? You don't really get snow out there on the Oregon coast, do you?
No, thank God.
Yeah. I actually it was so cold last night, and I'm like, why do we live in Utah? But we do, and 90% of the time I love it. One of the things I like to do in the wintertime is ski. Now, who here has anybody in this group ever skied or snowboarded?
No.
Nelson has. Anybody?
My daughter's actually a ski instructor.
Oh, nice.
She goes to school out west in the mountains in North Carolina.
I just want to point out a few things with this slide. So if I take, let's see, Cadence, where are you at? Turn your camera on. Let's talk here for a minute. Let's see. So you're working at
my bed.
No, that's okay. Just want to make sure you're still there because we're going to have a conversation here, Cadence. You're the one working at the hunting lodge, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what if I said to you, okay, Cadence, you just won an all-expense paid trip to come to Utah and ski. You'd take it, right?
If I didn't have to miss work.
Yeah, so I got it all approved from your boss. You got the time off. You're going to fly out here. It's going to be a ski week, and you're going to come out here. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, Cadence, is I'm going to take you to the top of this mountain, and I'm going to say, okay, see this little trail that goes out here, right down here. You see my mouse right here. I'm going to meet you down here at the bottom of this trail, and what we're after is I'm going to drop you down here, and I'll see you at the bottom, Cadence. Have a good time. How do you think that's gonna go over for your first time?
You probably wouldn't see me at the bottom.
Well, I might see you at the bottom after you tumbled and rolled and rolled and rolled, right. So this was my daughter Emma's first black diamond. So when we look at ski hills, they classify them. So we got the greens are beginners, the blues intermediate, the black diamonds are expert levels, right? So Emma here has an older sister named Abby. And Abby had hurt her wrist skiing like the week before, and so she wasn't with us this day. And they've both gotten really good, but neither one of them had ever gone down a black diamond. And I said, you know what, Emma, this is your chance where you can outdo your sister. I think you're ready for the black diamond. Let's go hit it. And so she did. I took a picture before we went, and she did fabulous. We did it a couple times that day, and she nailed it. Now, that wasn't where Emma learned to snowboard, though. In fact, full disclosure, I've snowboarded twice in my life. I hate snowboarding. I spend all day on my butt. I'm not all day, but I'm not a good snowboarder. I'm a skier. Put me on skis. I usually don't fall. Anyway, so the point I'm going here is you guys got to start somewhere. You can't expect to just jump right in there and expect to, oh, I want a job in cybersecurity and I want to make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. You're not going to get there. What you've got to do is take the steps today so that tomorrow you're ready to take on these challenges that'll be faced with you. Hold on one second. My dog is chewing this cup and it's driving me crazy. Okay. So what I'm saying to you is, let's work on that Security Plus this year. That's your first step. This is the first step. And that's not even a green beginner run. Green beginner runs, you're already well beyond that. When you're hitting Security Plus, right now to me you're hitting blues. Okay, these are solid runs. When I go ski, I do blues all day because I'm too tired and old and fat to do blacks, and greens you go too slow. So I'm in a nice spot. So I'm running blues. You guys are doing blues right now with the Security Plus. The next step, let's get you on those expert runs, get you going, and going from there. Okay, I'm going to open it up. A few more questions. I've got a few more minutes. What do you guys think? Do you want to say hi to my dog too? Look, here's my dog.
See what kind of dog. Hi, baby.
What kind of dog? German Shepherd?
German Shepherd, yep. I did not want a dog. I got outvoted 6-1.
At least you got one, not three.
You got 3, Austin?
My granddad does.
Oh, man. Yeah, my daughter told me yesterday. What kind of dogs are they, Austin?
I got 2 labs and a German Shepherd.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're all pretty energetic breeds there. My daughter told me she wants a husky. I'm like, no. We've got enough dog hair around here.
They're high energy.
High energy dogs, yep. Okay, what do you guys have questions for me? Here, let me stop the screen share. What kind of questions do you have for me that I can answer? So my goal in all of this today is, hey, you know what? You guys can do this. You can get the certifications right now that are going to get you the jobs that you need. If you're smart, you play your cards right, and if you want to go to college, you can get these jobs, and you can get into some of these jobs while you're going to college, and all. They'll pay for your college. This is crazy. It's a crazy time. Tech is there's such a demand out there for these jobs right now that they'll pay for you to go to school. They'll pay for you to get more certifications. They're basically paying you to make more money in the future. So pay attention to class and really work hard on these.
One concern that these kids have is that a lot of these tech companies are not available physically in their county. And I think they might like to hear what opportunities they could get in a job like this working from home.
Right. Yeah. So the pandemic, just like education, it has flipped the whole industry up on its end. I work for a company that the philosophy, and I probably shouldn't share this a lot, but the philosophy of our company was you're there in person every day in your office, in your cubicle. We would like to term it butts and seats, right? You're there, you're working. We went 100% remote. We're going to be 100% remote through July. And what we found is everybody's working harder, longer, more productive from home. And I don't see us changing and going back to the office pretty much ever again. And, you look at companies like Microsoft and let's see who else announced. Google, I think, announced that they were going to allow their employees to continue to work from home. So we're seeing this kind of old school mindset in the tech industry shifting from you got to be at a building in a place to do what you're doing. Well, welcome to 2020. You don't. You don't have to be there sitting in the classroom to learn. You don't have to be in the office sitting in an office to do a job.
Cadence has a question.
Yeah, Cadence, what do you got?
Wait, what?
Oh, you don't have a question. Do you have a question?
No.
No.
Oh, I
no,
thought you were
don't.
in. Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, Cadence, you want to stay there working part-time in the hunting. So you've actually got a sweet. So if you like working at the hunting lodge, you could just have a nice little side hustle making $100,000 a year as a cybersecurity analyst, working a couple hours a day. How about that? And then you go work with the hunting lodge as well. What do you think? You up for it?
Sure.
Sure. Why not? So I've got a buddy. Speaking of working remotely, So he actually, when I first met him, it was 20 years ago. I was 18, 19 when I met him. He was, he's probably 21, 22 at the time. He was working at McDonald's as a manager, and he was working on. He knew he didn't want to work at McDonald's as a manager all of his life, right? And so he was actually working on some of these certifications. He's like, hey, I'm going to move into IT, and so funny thing about him, he actually works from his home. He actually works for 3 companies all at one time, monitoring their systems. He's pulling in 3 paychecks from 3 companies that they don't really know that he's working for all these other companies simultaneously, but he is. He works long hours, but he's making some serious dough. In fact, he for a year he decided he was going to move to. He moved to Puerto Rico. Was it Puerto Rico? No, it was Costa Rica. He moved down to Costa Rica for a year and worked living on the ocean because he could work remotely. So these jobs are available for you remotely, and you can definitely get some of these. And the trend is to have more remote. So if you like living along the Outer Banks there, heck yeah. As long as you got an internet connection, you're going to be okay. What other questions for the group? Anybody? Anything? Nothing. Okay. I want to know, let me know how it goes by the end of the year, how everybody does. I think I promised 2 people t-shirts if you'll get sizes for me, Millicent, and send me that. I've already got your shipping address, and I'll send them t-shirts. I appreciate the time today, guys.
This class just got their masks today.
Oh, nice.
So
anybody wearing one?
Yeah, they've got them. I saw a couple.
Nice. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll continue to get more swag. In fact, there
you go.
Yeah. So I'm wearing an I'm Pro certified t-shirt. Can you guys see that? If you pass one of the test out certifications, I'll send you one of these I'm Pro certified t-shirts. How about that?
Nice.
So pass that certification, I'll send you a t-shirt as well. Okay, guys, I appreciate the time today. Millicent, send me the recording. I'll share it out on the Facebook community.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Travis. Well. Thanks for working with our schedule too.
All right. Okay. Talk to you later, guys.
All right. Thank you.
All right. See ya.
All right, guys. Enjoy.